Hey guys, welcome back to Biscuits Total War. This is Biscuits giving you another online commentary for Rome Total War. Now this battle that I'm going to upload today was actually taking part on Game Ranger, and I've got to say I'm more and more impressed by playing Rome Total War on Game Ranger than using Steam. The reason being, if you cast your memory back maybe a year ago or 2 years ago, you used to be able to jump onto Steam or jump onto GameSpy and play some really good games. And increasingly it's got harder and harder to play those big, epic, full-scale games because of the lag that you get on Steam. But on Game Ranger there seems to be less lag, and I'm starting to have some of those really classic battles. So the next couple of videos I'm going to put online are going to be great 4 versus 4 battles, epic scale, really awesome battles, and I really hope you guys enjoyed them because they were absolute pleasure to take part in. Some really good players that took part in these battles. So this is the first of 3 absolutely excellent battles that I'm going to put up on my channel. So in this battle we have got a 4 versus 4. We've got some really good household names here, or names for my channel. Now this is a guy who hasn't actually been on my channel for some time. His name's Ferreira. He was part of the COH clan. He's commanding the Germans, and the Germans he's gone for 6 Gothic Cav, 3 Berserkers, and then he's gone for 1 Knight Raider, and then the rest chosen Axemen. So these guys, the thing about Germany, they are a shock and awe kind of faction. You want to go in there, you want to strike, you want to try and cause a mass rout, but you want to make sure that these guys keep away from the archers. So bear that in mind. So it really is a case of jumping in there and going to attack. I'm playing as the Greeks, and I've brought 15 Spartans and 5 Cretans. We've also got GREEK-LEONIDAS, who has joined us from the Seleucids, and I'll outline his build in 2 moments. We've also got King-TIGRANES from using the Macedon faction, and he's gone for 15 Royal Pikes, 3 Cretan Archers and 2 Cav units. Now the next build I'm going to show you is our ally, who is the GREEK-LEONIDAS, who's using the Seleucids. Now guys, the Greeks are a bit touchy about their formations. There's always a bit of secrets, the kind of the formations that they use, and they don't like to try and pass on their information. So what I'm about to show you, I might need to actually come and kill you if you take a note of this formation, because this formation is top secret. You're getting an exclusive from Biscuits Total War here today. This is what you need to do, guys. If you're ever really worried about playing Rome Total War, you need to create this magical faction, this formation, which I'm going to show you in about 5 seconds, which is awesome. This is pure brilliance at its peak. This is the famous kill him formation. In other words, don't kill me, kill him. And then this was done by GREEK-LEONIDAS. I tell you what, I didn't actually notice he'd done this until we clicked start. I was like, what the heck are you doing, GREEK-LEONIDAS? It made me laugh. I really was nearly pissing myself. So this is the kill me formation, rare to see, and of course you might not be able to see it, but it consists of cataphracts, archers, and silver shield legionaries. And what has he got? He's gone for 2 archers, he's gone for 6 cataphracts, and the rest these silver shield legionaries. So this is my team, my allies. We have got myself, the Greeks, the Germans, the Seleucids, and the Macedonians. Now we're going to be facing some unruly opponents. We have got Spartan, no, we haven't got a Spartan pig. We've got Spider Pig, and Spider Pig is using the Egyptians. I've played Spider Pig now several times. I think this is basically the faction that he's going for. He's trying to perfect the archers of the Egyptian faction. Now he's gone for 6, get my words out correctly here, chariot archers and 14 archers. So they got freaking loads of archer power. You know, anyone on this team here does not need to bring archers because this guy's got archers covered. You can tick that box, archers tick. This team, 14 archers, no matter how many archers we bring, we're not going to have enough archers to compete with Spider Pig's archers, because these are arguably probably one of the best archers that you can get on the battlefield for Rome Total War, and he's got 14 of them plus 6 chariots. So awesome build there. No infantry units, there's no need, because he's bringing all these great units here. Now he's also been joined by one of his teammates in his clan, Now I'm going to mispronounce this name, as I always do in Biscuits Total War. I mispronounce every single person's name who takes part in these epic battles, but I'm going to go with this. I believe you pronounce his name Dormor. Now Dormor, if you're watching this, leave a little comment. Please let me know how you pronounce your name. If I've pronounced that wrong or incorrect, I apologise if it's wrong, but he's gone for 5 Praetorian Cav, 2 archers and the rest urbans. God knows why they've gone for archers. Maybe they didn't get the message that Spider Pig was bringing 14 archers. Anyway, let's move on to the next player. Now the next player is Lucius-C-Sulla. Now Lucius-C-Sulla usually plays with me. It's very rare that I play against him because he's in the same group that I play as. So I did feel a bit bad playing against him. But Lucius-C-Sulla, I'm sure he doesn't mind at all. I'm sure it's water underneath the bridge. And he's gone for urban cohorts, followed by 1 legionary first cohort, 4 Praetorian Cav, and then this 1 armoured general. Now this armoured general is basically the ancient equivalent of a flea, a fly. You know, it's going to go around the battlefield and it's going to irritate you. You'll never be able to catch it because it's going to go faster than what you can do, but it's just going to be bloody irritating, and you'll see exactly how irritating this one group can be. Last but not least, we've got Hades, and Hades has gone for a nice little different build today. He's gone for 2 auxiliary cav, 4 Praetorian Cav, 3 auxiliary archers, and the rest urban cohort. So let's kick this party off. Let's see the opening gambits and see exactly what goes on. Now first things first, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my army and I'm going to just run them as fast as I possibly can over to try and meet up with my allies. What's going to happen though, Hades, the slippery toad, is going to try and attack me. He's got his cav, he's got his Praetorian cav, all the back here, his archers, and there's one thing they're going to do, they're just going to zoom, they're going to charge as fast as they possibly can, going full pelt ahead, full steam ahead, and they're going to be supported by this general unit. So Lucius-C-Sulla and Hades, they're going to team up together and just charge as fast as they possibly can to try and get my units. My units need to really run as fast as they possibly can. They're running through the long grass, they're running the Cretans, and they're going to run over here to match up, to catch up with my allies. Once we've gone into the centre, we can get into a nice decisive formation. But in the meantime, just watch these guys. They've got the wind behind them, the devil on their back, and they're just charging as fast as they can into my guys. Once they're getting into range, what they're going to do, they're going to throw their javelins, because the auxiliary camp, they've got quite a few javelins. I don't know how many they throw. It could be 7, it could be 8, but they're just going to chuck in their javelins into my guys, and you can see a trail of dead bodies here now. Now thankfully, the javelins that they do throw do little to no damage at all. They're just really an irritant at the end of the day. They're kind of a pain in the arse. They're pretty cheap a unit, but you'll see exactly how good they can be later on in the game. So bear this one in mind. You're going to see a new tactic to my channel here that I've never seen before in Rome Total War. Now I don't know if they're going to do this tactic intentionally, Hades. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, but you'll see some awesome movement in a moment. So they're chucking their javelins, but what my allies doing here, what the German player is doing, is trying to block off these cav units and trying to stop them from attacking my units. So in comes the auxiliary cav. He's charged in here, and then he's going to quickly pull his guys out. Again, he's going to try and throw in a couple more volleys, but haven't really done too much damage at the end of the day. They've done some damage, but not a huge amount of damage. Considering I'm guessing the cost of this is probably about 1,000 denarii, those auxiliary cav. It's not maybe the best use of money at this stage, but you'll see later on how good it's going to be. So here we go. We can see, look, all of the cav units here. The Germans are now engaged in with the Praetorian cav. Now one thing to notice with these Praetorian cav, because Hades has got so much auxiliary cav and auxiliary archers, he's probably been able to spend a little bit extra money to try and boost the stats of his units. So his units can stand their ground, they can hold their ground a bit longer in comparison to just a standard Praetorian cav. So to try and nullify this damage, what's happened is the German players now chucked in a couple of chosen swordsmen, chosen axemen, and a combination of which is going to start to rout these units. Now just watch here, look, Lucius-C-Sulla has got that little general unit in the back here, and what he's going to do now is going to charge this unit in, and what he's going to charge it straight into these berserkers. Now We have seen this tactic being used before on my channel. If you guys have been following me for some time, there was a player called Coda who was part of the Heaven clan who did this tactic really well. And what he's going to do is going to activate these Berserkers. These Berserkers are basically the main killing power of the Germans. And once he clicks a special ability, which is to go Berserk, what they would do, they would just run around the battlefield chasing any unit they possibly can and just basically obliterating them. But you do not want to activate these Berserkers until you've actually charged in with your army. As I mentioned before, you want to go in with all the Germans together, one decisive slam, one decisive hit, and cause a mass rout. If these Berserkers get activated prematurely, they're just going to run around the battlefield, and the German player, Farrier, won't be able to actually command them. So watch this. In comes Lucius-C-Sulla. Now, when this happened, I didn't see this myself, and I'm pretty sure my ally didn't see this happen. Maybe he wasn't aware of this, maybe he didn't know this would happen, but just check this out. In comes a really nice cav strike that's going to rout one Berserker. Now I don't know what the upgrades on this Berserk unit are, but potentially nearly 1/3 of the army of the whole 31,000 denarii has probably been spent on these Berserkers. One Berserk unit is already routed, the other Berserk unit is now being activated, and this Berserk unit, just watch now, they're just going to run around the place, and what they're going to do, they're just going to find the nearest unit and just chase them. So Hades, now I don't know if he's going to do this intentionally, all he needs to do is to put this unit into skirmish mode, and potentially what's going to happen, this Berserker unit is probably going to spend the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes just trying to chase this one auxiliary unit around the battlefield. And Hades is probably laughing his head off. I know Lucius-C-Sulla is probably sitting there laughing his French head off, thinking what he's just managed to do there. I myself, Leonidas and Tigranes were probably, I'm pretty sure, we both had our hands in our head, even our head in our hands even, get that the right way around, thinking, oh fuck, we've absolutely messed this one up, how are we going to pull this one back? So what's trying to happen now, they're trying to set off this other Berserk unit, which I don't think is going to work, but one unit has already gone Berserk, and they're just going to chase this general unit all around the battlefield. So really well played to Sulla there, really nicely played. And yeah, unfortunately the German player Ferrier has messed up there just very slightly, but unfortunately you can't win them all. Now whilst this was going on, the German player was using his cav units to try and attack some of these other Praetorian cav, but unfortunately, if you have a look here, the German cav has been decimated. Now usually when people bring the German cav, they usually bring the noble Gothic cav. These are just the standard Gothic cav. Now I don't know if that was an error or an intentional thing, but unfortunately what has happened is that the Germans have lost practically all of their Berserkers. Well, 2 of their units are now routed, not have gone Berserk. The other unit is still there. So the Germans are really going to be heavily hindered at this stage. It's going to be hard for us to pull this one back because the Germans have lost their cav. The 2 Berserkers are now gone off in Berserk mode, and they're just going to run around the battlefield chasing any unit they possibly can. They've only got 1 Berserker left, and that Berserk unit is down to 8. So potentially we were sitting here thinking, Christ, what the hell are we going to do now? We've lost the German cav, we've practically lost our German Berserkers. We can't just stand still because we're standing still at the moment, and as we've been standing still, the Germans are now getting their chosen axemen being shot at. So things have gone from bad to worse to terrible in the brink of about 5 minutes. But nevertheless, you know, myself, the German player Ferrier, and GREEK-LEONIDAS and Tigranes, we're not going to give up. We're going to fight to the last man. We're going to take these Germans down. We're going to take these Egyptians down, even if, you know, we go down in a hail of glory. I know Spider Pigs bought the Egyptians, and at the moment, hypothetically speaking, he's blocking out the sun of all of his arrows. You know, he's just firing and firing and firing, and all we can do is fight in the shade. We can use our Spartans, excuse the cliche little comment there, and let's just go in. Let's go and attack these Senate. Let's go and attack these Scipii. So at this stage, I'm commanding obviously the Spartans. Now, if I go straight forward and attack the Senate, I'm going to get attacked by the Scipii. If I go and attack the Scipii, I'm going to turn my back to all of these archers. And it's not just one archer, it's not just two archers, it's freaking half a battalion, half a freaking army full of Egyptian archers. They're going to just shoot me to bits. So what I need to try and do, I need to try and be smart here. And when I mean smart, I'm going to try and do a bit of micromanagement. My micromanagement of pikes is not great. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to split my army into two forces. This force here is going to go after the Senate. This force here, the second load, I'm going to go after the Scipii. I'm going to try and, in the words of Julius Caesar, I'm going to try and divide and conquer. But I'm not as good a general as Julius Caesar, so potentially I won't be able to pull it off. But who cares? Let's go for it. So here we go. Wish me luck. I'm going to go in, I'm going to charge straight into the Senate. And these guys, they're going to charge straight into Hades. Now bear in mind, they're trying to command two armies separately. I'm going to try and outmaneuver Hades. I'm going to try and outmaneuver Lucius-C-Sulla. Not the easiest thing to be done, but who cares? Let's try this. So I'm moving these guys over here. Now Lucius-C-Sulla knows that my Spartans, they're going to eat up these urbans for breakfast. And likewise, Hades knows that once I engage these Spartans into these urbans, they've got no chance. So what they need to do, they need to get away from me. What I'm hoping is going to happen is if I can snag these guys up, in comes the Germans and bang, they'll be able to cause a mass rout. Or if I snag them up, in comes those cataphracts of Spartan Leonidas and they'll absolutely destroy them. So let's just hope we can pull this one off. In comes the Germans, in comes those cataphracts. We've seen our target, we want to go in for the kill, we want to destroy them, but look at this. The slippery toad that is Hades has managed to elude me, he's managed to run away, he's managed to sneak his general away from my Spartans. My Spartans were too slow, I was too slow, and unfortunately we missed that. But over here, again, my guys are just kind of standing still, and that's basically because I'm trying to micromanage my units over there. And in the meantime, in comes Tigranes, in comes the brave Macedon forces. They're going to try and attack Lucius-C-Sulla at the same time. So it's all going on, there's action here, there's action there. But here comes, look, in comes these lovely Germans. They're going to try and attack these chariots. And just check out all of the arrow fire. In comes the urbans. Now this is it, this is going to be really well played here. If we look at the these brave these chosen axemen, they're just going to munch away at these urbans. Now you might be thinking, urbans are overpowered, there's no way that anybody can kill these urbans. Well, I'll tell you who can kill them, Spartans can kill them, and chosen axemen can kill them. Chosen axemen have got a an axe, and what that basically does, it halves the armoured stats of the urban cohort and makes it much easier to kill. Now also within the kind of mix, the melee, we've also got a Knight Raider. Now a Knight Raider is going to lower the morale, it's going to inflict fear upon the urbans, and again it's going to make it easier to start routing these units. So let's have a little look at this. We can see that Hades is going to do a little good move here. He's going to try and envelop, he's going to try and surround these units. Once he's got them surrounded, he's then going to try and cause panic. And as you can see, some of these units, the Germans now frightened by the chariots. But look here, we've got a nice little Berserker unit here. And this Berserker, anytime now, is going to go Berserk. And he's going to charge, he's going to chant. And look, here we go. Now we can see the urbans. They're starting to rout, they're starting to run away. And that's going to cause a little mass panic here upon the Hades units. And then what's going to happen? Look, just check out all of these chosen axemen. They're now starting to absolutely decimate these units. Now, in the meantime here, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to hold back, I'm trying to kill these urbans. Over here, we can see, look at this absolute mayhem going on here. We've got my Spartans. I've charged in my Spartans. In comes the illustrious Leonidas. He's charging with his cataphracts. And now we're starting to cause panic on these SPQR. The SPQR are now starting to rout. We're starting to kill them, starting to destroy them. Things are looking good, guys. We're pulling these units back. We're pulling these units back, and we're going to absolutely decimate them. And look at these Germans here. We've decimated those Scipii units. So at this stage, I was like shouting across to my German ally, come and support, come and support. You know, let's go and destroy these guys. And I didn't need to say that because he's read my mind. You know, he's a great player, Farah. He's now going to charge in his units anytime now. He's going to run straight into my guys and he's going to support me, and he's going to absolutely destroy all of these units. So things are looking good. Egyptians are starting to rout. Senate are starting to rout. We're looking good. We're looking favourable at this stage. But one thing that's going to happen, you'll see the Germans. Now, the Germans are going to do a magic trick. They're going to make an army disappear. Look, just look. You can see all of these Germans here. So bear in mind there's about 10 units here. The 10 units of Germans. Just bear that in mind, because in a moment you're going to see a nice disappearing trick, which is a nice thing that often happens on Rome Total War. But anyway, I'll come back to that in just 2 seconds. In comes the Julii now. So the Julii are now coming in, they're crashing into these units. And unfortunately, the Legionnaires, the Silver Shield Legionnaires of Leonidas are now starting to rout. Unfortunately, they just cannot hold the ground against just all of these incoming Senate units and Julii units. And look at the Egyptians, it's practically the 4th of July at the moment. They've got the archers, they're shooting, they're gunning down all of these units. They're killing and killing and killing and killing. And look, I told you I was going to show you a magic trick. The Germans, where have the Germans gone? They've done a magic trick. Pharaoh is a wizard. He has basically managed to cause his Germans to disappear. It is like the Bermuda Triangle. They've ran into this kind of clusterfuck of units and now they've just disappeared. The Germans, I swear, were somewhere on this battlefield, but all of a sudden they've disappeared. So in about 5 seconds I turn my back and boom, they've gone. So if things were looking good for a second, things aren't looking good anymore, and I'm sure you don't need me to say that at this stage. So at this stage, I'm trying to hold my ground against all of these units, but again, my Spartans are holding their ground. We're trying to push back, we're trying to hold back the Julii scum from destroying our units. Tigranes has got hold of the Macedonians and he's holding out with his pikes here. There's nothing much he can do apart from hold his ground and just try and kill as many of these urbans. He knows he's going to hell, but he's going to try and take as many of these urbans down with him as possible. And unfortunately, now look, the Seleucids are now chain mounted, they're mass mounted. We were really relying upon those cataphracts and the Germans and my Spartans to do the killing, but my Spartans are practically dead, and there's nothing that they can do against all of these Egyptian archers. These Egyptian archers are just absolutely gunning us to bits. We're being destroyed as we speak, and just look, all of these Julii units are getting loads of free cheap kills because our guys are tired, our guys have got low morale, and these Julii units are just absolutely taking capital advantage upon that. And these Julii cav units, I don't know how many kills they've got, but I'd be surprised if they didn't get less than 150 kills each, because just check this out, this is absolute genocide. You know, look away if you're of a Macedonian descendant, watching your great granddad's being absolutely decimated by this Praetorian cav. At this stage I've thrown in the towel, there's no point in me carrying on, I'm destroyed. Likewise the Macedonian player, and I'm pretty sure Leonidas, the Seleucid player, is going to do that in any second now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to double speed this game, just get it to the very end. So guys, let me know what you thought of this replay. Are you going to use the kill him formation? I apologise to the Greeks if you're giving away your star formation there. Of course, this is only banter, it's only a bit of joke at the end of the day. Leonidas made his old chuckle when he made that little formation. So thank you so much, Leonidas, for an insightful formation. Let's have a look at the kills. Now, I've gotten a steady 1,164 kills. The Germans gotten about 1,100 kills. So again, we didn't do too bad, considering myself and Ferroto were supposed to be the striking, killing power of our team. 1,000 kills is nothing too bad to sneer at. Unfortunately, Spartan Leonidas, GREEK-LEONIDAS, and King-TIGRANES never really got off the blocks there. Unfortunately, they did get gunned down by all of those Egyptian archers. But just look at the stars of the show at the end of the day. We've got Spartan Pig, Spider Pig even, 1,500 kills. That's going to be his archers, absolutely decimating. But have a look at this. IoW-Dormor, nearly 2,000 kills. Now, if you can get nearly 2,000 kills, that usually indicates you've had a good battle. And Lucius-C-Sulla, the sneaky little sly Frenchman, Again, if you guys don't know that, Lucius-C-Sulla is a great Rome Total War player, and he lives in France. The sneaky little French player, setting off our Berserkers, causing us to basically lose the battle potentially in the first 3 minutes. 1700 kills, and Hades played really well, supported his allies there. A nice little manoeuvrement with his auxiliary cav with 882 kills. So guys, if you love Rome Total War, please show some support to my channel. Please subscribe, please like, please check out my other Rome Total War videos, and please stay tuned for more Rome Total War action, which will be coming up in the next few days. All the best, take care, see you soon, bye now.